Hello and welcome back. How has another week gone by? The time is flying. I genuinely don't know where the time goes. So this week we had a massive realisation that we've been living here on our property for just over 3 months. So we thought, what a perfect time to do a massive catch up on what we've got done over the last 3 months. So Badger has this week been very busy carrying on with the barn. Lots of progress has been happening, but it's quite boring to film. So we thought we'd dive back into the archives and see what we've been up to. And this is how it started. We drove onto our land full of excitement, energy and enthusiasm, trying to explore all the corners of our new property. Well, as much as we could have. There's big areas that are super dense with brambles and still are, but we're working our way through that. The time had come to bring the bus down to the land and the caravan. We quickly started to try and make this place feel like home, doing up the old caravan, getting the bus in its place, and yeah, generally trying to settle in a bit more. The children still hadn't started school at this time, so it was all hands on deck. Luckily we had the bus, which was already set up and homely, but we wanted to make the caravan a little bit better so we had a bit more dry space. In paradise, we've had some serious rain and wind, as you can tell, so the caravan awning has collapsed. Yay! So we are back to the drawing board. Oh no, is it just the water? We definitely weren't expecting or prepared for the amount of rain and wind that was coming our way. The first month or so really was quite a challenge. But we battened down the hatches, hoped for the best and made the most of it. It was fine, but definitely next winter we need to be more prepared.
Through the rain, there's our bus and our caravan. How's it out there, babe?
Lush!
Move to Portugal, they said. It'll be sunny, they said.
So nice. How's your tan, Kayla? Yeah, wicked. Yeah, cool. Basically, you don't need to wash.
Our caravan has turned into our drying room.
Our first largest job was to sort the spring out. We had one tank full of water in our bus from our friend's house, but we desperately needed to get the spring sorted so we could actually live down here. Badger spent days battling brambles, steep hills, water tanks and pipes, but we finally got spring water down to our land, which just felt like the biggest achievement ever. We were so happy.
So, do we have water in the caravan?
Let's see. I'm excited. Do I do the hot first?
Cold first. Yay!
All the way from the spring! Amazing!
And then hot.
We had lots of walks, time exploring our property, spending time as a family, but the time had come where the children had to start school. I would say this was probably the scariest and hardest part for me personally, and I guess for the children. We were now having to get into a normal routine after travelling for a year. I think it was pretty tricky to start with. Obviously there was a massive language barrier, the children didn't speak any Portuguese. I basically cried every morning after I dropped them off, but we got there, tried to get into a routine as much as we could, living off-grid, basically in a forest in our bus. But we got there and things are so much better now. Not only have they settled, they're all completely thriving. Their language is incredible. They've picked up Portuguese so quickly. They've made some amazing friends and they're just really happy. Oh, here he is. Come on! Come on! I just want to be that embarrassing mum and tell everyone, what did you get in your Portuguese test?
93.
93%! I could not be more proud. I think you're incredible and amazing. What would you say is the best bit?
Best bit? The teachers.
The teachers, yeah, no, I agree with that. They're lovely, aren't they?
All their Portuguese tests.
And what's the
English? That's the best.
What did you get in your English test?
100%.
Yeah. Woohoo. And what's the worst bit?
Worst
Or the hardest bit? What's the hardest bit?
Having to do maths with the wrong thing.
One of our longest and ongoing jobs is the brambles. We've worked for weeks, days, hours, and we try and do little by little all the time. But, you know, we're getting there, trying to uncover different walls, different terraces, and generally keep on top of them. This was a big moment for us. This is when the serious work started. The digger turned up and completely changed the access to our land, which was necessary to be able to get the car in and out. It felt really destructive. It felt like we were living in the biggest mud pit ever. I was convinced that nothing would grow back. But sure enough, it has come back. It's super green and lush now, and the access is amazing. Once the digger had been, the days were getting warmer and the mud was drying up slightly, which meant we could now get deliveries. Now it was time to get the wood delivered for the roundhouse. We had a lot of wood delivered, which originally was for the roundhouse, but now it's going to be used for the roof for the stone house, as our plans have changed. Our plans have definitely evolved and changed over the time that we've been here, even though it's not been that long, but we have got so many exciting things that we want to do.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
I'm not okay.
Is that heavy?
Yeah, some of them are so heavy.
They're like super potluck, aren't they?
Living off-grid and in a bus currently can be really hard work, so we've tried to make it as comfortable as we can by adding the washing machine, the dishwasher, the dryer, all powered off our bus on the solar. This, of course, will all be moved into the house once it's built. But for now, it works perfectly well, and I actually quite enjoy doing my washing in our little lavanderia. As the weather heated up and dried up, it was time to make a bit more space outdoors. So we got to work on making the table and the bench, which has actually become quite a hub for our family. Also hosting barbecues and dinners with new friends that we've made. It's not all been hard graft though. We're making the most of this beautiful place that we call home. Dam building, exploring, finding new places, and generally just enjoying it. Now it was time for the barn to start. This will end up being the epicentre of most things we do with the house build, I guess. Our tool shed, woodworks, all that kind of stuff. We have built this barn from hand, from scratch, using the wood from our forest.
I've done a few, and all I can think is, it smells just like ketchup.
Is this a prank?
No, honestly, it's just a clarification on that I'm not going mental. Doesn't it?
It actually smells like cheap ketchup, like not Heinz ketchup.
So if anybody knows which tree you drill that smells like ketchup, that would be super handy. Put the comments down there, please.
It's forever known as the ketchup log.
Last
That's
ketchup.
so weird.
I know. Have another sniff.
I quite like it. Now came the time where we were fed up with the mud and it was time to make a lawn. Lots of hard graft, picking up stones, raking and seeding, but it's been worth it. We have spent days putting pipe all over the land for different tap points. I've definitely learnt some new skills along the way.
Okay, then.
Being a plumber.
Being
a plumber?
Yeah, being a plumber.
Well,
What are you installing? What's it called?
The barn has definitely taken longer than we had hoped, but I guess as it's only the two of us and we're building it from scratch, it was always going to take a bit longer, but we're nearly there. What is it, Trixie?
I thought Mummy wouldn't let you.
Trixie.
It's got a tiny head.
It's got a tiny head. It's a little girl. What do you think?
Is she a girl or a boy?
She's a girl.
What do you think, Wolfers?
It's so good.
What do you think? I don't know, we need to give her a name. What do you think? See if she can walk. So nice to pick her up for a minute. Just let her. She probably won't go anywhere.
She's a bit scared.
She's scared.
And then it was time to add the new addition to our family, our crazy little pudding. Now the rain had calmed down and spring was in sight. It was time to start on the vegetable garden. We had to fix up the polytunnel, get all the beds started, and it was time to put some seeds into the ground. The vegetable garden has definitely become one of our favourite spots on the property. The children absolutely love going down there to raid all the strawberries, of course, but it's just a really calm, lovely place that is evolving so quickly. I like your new hat.
Thank you.
Are you a flower pot man? Since we had been noticing the weather more, trying to track where our water goes and generally trying to be a bit more conscious about our water usage, we decided it was time to make some water storage.
Will go in this gap here. One there and one there. And when you tighten those up, the weight of the water will push out and work against each other to hold it up.
Yeah.
And then the liner will go inside. I just got a plastic sort of damp proof sheet to go inside.
which turned out amazingly, and I think it's going to be an absolute lifesaver in the summer for our garden. Crumbles, are you with your favourite person? Warmer days were certainly upon us, and it was so nice to be out in the garden, getting the concreting done on the barn and planting trees wherever we could. It's been certainly a productive couple of months. We have had our fair share of visitors, which has been incredible and also super helpful.
I could sit in this chair for 1,000 years and watch the woods consume the neighborhood, watch the ambitions come and go, surround me and engulf me. We could ditch the TV.
Definitely one of the highlights in the last few months was finding the waterfalls, just a walk away from our home. We honestly felt like the luckiest people in the world.
Daylight wane, leaving little trace and even less memory. I just want to be still.
Then it was time to clear the waterways. This was definitely worth all the hard graft. It's still going and running beautifully now.
Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be free of these things that are weighing heavy on me, that keep me from doing or going on knowing the sun comes up, I go back to sleep. In our so-called liberation of self, we've only bound the shackles more tightly. Free up your mind and start thinking a good thought. Free your mind and be still. Free your mind and be still. Free your mind and be still. And be still.
The barn, of course, continues to be built. This is definitely our biggest project while we've been here, but it is going to be so worth it when it's done. The roof should be arriving in the next week or so, so hopefully we'll have a dry space in no time. One of the most incredible things that we've experienced so far is learning about the land, learning about the weather, learning Portuguese, learning about bees. It's just never ending, and we just feel so privileged to have this experience.
She speaks with the son of the gentle breeze.
And there we have it, 3 months squeezed into 30 minutes. It's been quite a ride of ups and downs, but I really feel like we're getting somewhere now. Mother Nature is working with us now, not against us, which makes things a lot easier. Our plans have changed numerous times. We're now doing the stone house instead of the round house.
Find a home, spaces in between. If you find me here.
The children are happy and settled and thriving. We're happy, settled and thriving, and we are so excited for what the future holds. This is certainly just the beginning of our journey.
Another day when we meet the dawn, whisper me away.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the last 3 months kind of squished in to one video. I personally really enjoyed making the video. I think it was really good for us as a family to see how much we've done, how far we've come, and this forgotten piece of land is definitely feeling more and more like home every day. And it is really such an incredible feeling. This is the start of our journey. You know, we're only 3 months in and I feel like we've already achieved quite a lot, but we are so excited to really get our teeth stuck into the house, you know, finishing the barn, working on the land more, and we just can't wait to share it with you. So please keep commenting. Please hit that like button if you like our videos, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help our little channel grow. And yeah, thanks for coming along. See you next week for a very exciting week.